Hello and welcome back to Farmstead TV. Today we have another semi-final match from the Nordic Warrior Cup 2. This video is filmed by Ole Rustad. You can follow him on Twitch. So let's take a look at the two decks. The first deck is, you've seen it before, I just called it Grixis Midrange, because it have Jusam Djinn and Sedge Troll and Granite Gargoyle. So first of all, the Granite Gargoyle of course isn't that often played with, but since you have 4 Jusam Djinns, I think the Serendi efforts would put too many Arabian Nights cards in his deck, so probably that's why he plays with the Granite Gargoyle over Serendi effort. No, so he's playing against a robot deck today. So let's take a look at his options for sideboards. He has Nevral's Disc and Earthquake, Blue Blast, Psionic Blast, and a 3 Energy Flux. Okay, and the sideboard Mind Twist. That's cool. Yeah, probably it takes in the Energy Flux at least. Perhaps some discs also. Probably you want to take out the Jusam to hedge against City in a Bottle. So that's the Grixis Midrange deck. Let's take a look at Erland's deck. There it is. He plays a robot deck, mostly blue and white. The counter spell, so the Blowshare Disenchant, 1 Gem Day Tome. So he also has a small black splash with a Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist, the Abyss and Guardian Beast. And he has some big artifact creatures like Tsuchi, Triskelion, Tetraverse. So in his sideboard, you can see he has 1 City in a Bottle and a Circle of Protection red. Some Psionic Blasts, Blackwise, Copy Artifact. He probably takes in the City in a Bottle, maybe the Circle of Protection, and perhaps if he's on the play he can take in Blackwise. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how he's going to sideboard here. Alright, but that now you've seen both of the deck pictures. I will put some bigger pictures at the end of the video. Alright, let's get down to the game. Game number 1. You have Ole to the left and Erland to the right. Erland is on the play. Starts out with an Underground Sea and a Mox Sapphire. And Ole does the same, and he casts a Time Walk. And Erland is doing some thinking. So it looks like he has a counter spell in hand. So now Ole casts a Demonic Tutor. So if Ole think Erland has a counter spell, he could find a library, for example, that Erland can't counter it. So let's see if he keeps up 2 blue. Yeah, he does. Tapping 4 mana for a Jusam. Okay. So that was maybe the bait spell. So Erland cast a Tsuchi. Now let's see what Ole is casting this turn. just the ancestral recall. So that was probably the target for the demonic tutor. So he cast a granite gargoyle. Sorry about the glare, but you can see the graphic down in the left corner. Also, I have put Alan's life total down in the right corner. So he attacks for 6, puts Ole down to 14. Oops. So now Ole has 5 mana. So he attacks with a gargoyle. Puts Alan down to 18. And he just passed the turn. With that many cards in hand. What could it be? So Alan attacks for 6. So here comes something. It's a Hercules recall. So that would set Alan back a turn. But of course he can play the Suchi out again. So Suchi is back. And a Black Lotus. Now he has 9 mana. Comes another Jusam Djinn, and he attacks with his gargoyle. There's the second factory. So Alan doesn't have white mana for his Sword Diplosias, but Triskelion is a fine answer. If Ole decided to block with the Jusam, Alan could do 1 damage to the Jusam with the Triskelion. Another Hercules recall. Now he's tapped out, so Alan can kill the Granite Gargoyle with the Triskelion before it gets returned to hand. So now Ole attacks with his Jusam for 5 damage, puts Alan down to 11. Cast our Brain Geyser. He used his Lotus, so that's 6 mana. So Brain Geyser 4, 5 or 6. Yeah, for 6. Keeping up 1 Volcanic. Way he can now red Mox. Now he has access to Lightning Bolts and Shatter. Okay, and he hadn't played a land for turn. Really some card advantage from Ole in this game. First Ancestral Recall and then the Brain Geyser for 6. So it's kind of hard to keep up with that. cast a Chaos Orb. Erland finds Ancestral Recall on top of his library. That's good. Now he also has a full grip. We know he has a Suchi and a Triskelion in hand at least. Now Erland casts a Time Twister. In response, Ole casts a Lightning Bolt. So both players shuffle their hand and library into their hand and graveyard into their library and draw 7 new cards. Erland casts a library. So now that's active. No, he needs to draw another card. Ooh, and Ole has a Sinkhole for it. That's the good thing with playing with Sinkhole, that you can take out your opponent's library. Normally you only have 2 outs for the library, with the Chaos Orb and one of Strip Mine. So he attacks for 5. Puts Erland down to 3, and there's Lightning Bolt and a counter spell from Erland. Ooh, Pain Geyser number 2. Oh, and there's the Lightning Bolt. So Ole is up a game. Game number 2. Ole won the first, so Erland is on the play. He starts out with the Plains and 2 Moxes. No blue mana. Ole starts out with a Volcanic Isle into a Soul Ring. Erland just plays an island. Pretty slow start. Ole cast a Mind Twist for 3. So he gets to keep that one. And he has to discard the Workshop, the Sword, and Protection for Black. A Circle of Protection for Black. So Erland casts a Suchi. For 4. Looks like Ole has some choices. So going to attack and block, and following it up with a Lightning Bolt. Interesting, because he's on 20 life, so with blocking with a factory and casting a bolt, you use 2 cards to get rid of one of Erland's cards. But then again, he's up some cards because of the Mind Twist, so he can afford to do some 2 for 1. Here comes a Sedge Troll and attack with a factory for 2. And Erland casts a Sword of Plowshare on the Troll. So Ole gains 3 more life. It's up to 23. Erland cast a Gem Day Tome. Ole cast another Sedge Troll. Attacks with a factory, puts Erland down to 16. Here comes a Chaos Orb. So he's activating his Chaos Orb. He chooses the Troll. And he hits it, but Ole paid for the regeneration before in response to the activation, so it doesn't get destroyed. But at least he can't attack with it this turn, because it gets tapped. And Ole casts a Neval's Disc. That disc synergizes great with the Troll and the factory. Erland has 4 Moxes and a book in play, so that would be devastating for him. Ooh, and a Strip Mine to take out the factory. Not good at all. So he attacks for 5. Puts Erland down to 8. But now he can't activate his disc, so Erland can at least... Okay, if he's activating it now, he loses his own factory. Okay, or perhaps there is an end of turn rule that I don't know about. So Erland casts an Abyss. So the regeneration doesn't help with Abyss. He's tapping 6 mana for Brain Geyser for 4. Oh, and it just passed the turn. Cast a Black Lotus, plays a City of Brass, attacks with a factory, puts Erland down to 5. See if there's any burn spells in hand. Ancestral Recall. So Erland decides to use a counter spell, puts him down to 4. Demonic Tutor. Oh yeah, so we can find the Psionic Blast, of course. That's 4 damage, exactly. So that was the second semifinal. Ole is moving on to the final, where he will be facing Torbjörn with his Sushi deck. So card of the match, Brain Geyser. Ole cast it, I think we cast it 3 times in these 2 games. So card advantage is king, and that will take you to the final. Alright, that was it for me today. Next week I will show the final. So goodbye.